It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Free to be you. Live, work, play, sleep. Allergy-free with ALLERGEX non-drowsy.
Well, welcome back. It is your feel-good breakfast show, and when it comes to spring, it usually means flower buds and blooming trees, a season that is so beautiful, but for a few people. And in fact, if you are one of those millions of people with seasonal allergies, it also means sneezing, congestion, a runny nose, and other bothersome symptoms. But before you settle for plastic flowers, we have pediatrician Dr. Carmen Jacobs here to share some simple strategies that will help keep the seasonal allergies under control. Doctor, so many people are so ready for the feedback you have to give, because when it comes to spring, what is it about the season that people always just say, oh, it's allergy season?
I have one word: pollen. So springtime comes with blooming, and plants release tiny grains of pollen, and gets propelled by wind, and that's what we inhale, and the protein around the pollen, that's what leads to the allergic reaction.
Okay.
So your body thinks this is a threat and starts heading off a cascade of pathways to release histamine and chemicals, and this gives you inflammation, and this gives you hay fever symptoms of sneezing, runny nose, cough, sore throat.
Oh.
Yeah, so pollen is probably the main contributor of seasonal allergies, or the allergies we find in springtime. Other allergens you can find in springtime will be mold, because of your summer rains. So the humidity and the damp areas, that can also lead to allergies. You're also looking at house dust mites when you go for spring cleaning. So you release a lot of dust, and you're shaking out carpets and shaking out mattresses and beddings.
And that's what people love to do. We love to spring clean. Now, you've touched on some of the spring allergies. Do you get people that are more prone to allergies in winter and summer, or is it more a spring thing?
Well, in winter, you're looking more at your indoor type of allergens, which lead to allergies. So allergen is just another word for a common name would be a trigger.
Okay.
So your indoor triggers would be things like mold, which we've mentioned, which are fungi living in damp areas in your kitchen, in your bathroom, in your basement, like around your stoop area or your garden. You're looking at house dust mites, which live in mattresses and bedding. You're looking at your dander, which is your excretions from your animals, your pets, cats, dogs, and also cockroach dander.
Okay.
So you spend a lot more time indoors in winter. So your home gets a lot less ventilation, and you just get so much exposure to those allergens.
What is it about pets that can become such triggers for especially families? I mean, I feel sorry. I'm a cat mom, and I feel sorry for visitors that come and visit, and they're like, I'm allergic to cats. I'm like, okay, well, then you can't come visit.
Shame. So contrary to popular belief, it's not actually the fur of our animals that are the problem, but rather their excretion. So their dander, their urine, their saliva, their droppings. So that's what usually secretes the protein that initiates that allergy response from our body.
Okay. Now, doctor, what are some of those practical tips that parents and people can take to make sure they can keep all these different allergies, whether it's in spring, summer, winter, that they can keep that at bay?
It's difficult because, in spring and summertime, people want to be outdoors. Children want to play, they want to be on the grass, they want to be, just having fun. So it's difficult because we don't live in bubbles as well, So there are a few measures you can take. So we know on early mornings there's a higher pollen count. We know on windy days there's a higher pollen count. So I would say avoid being outdoors when it's windy. Close up your windows and doors to keep your house from being inundated with a high pollen load. Wash your clothing and wash your hair after you've spent a day outside.
Okay.
In your
I think
garden.
a lot of people forget about the hair.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course start your anti-hay fever or your medicine quite early. So start it toward the middle, end of winter, so that you are going to experience a more milder type of symptomatology.
Oh, I love that. These are practical tips. Such great advice to keep the windows. I love the washing the hair tip that you've given us. Now, I know that with Adcock Ingram OTC, they've been doing their Sponsors of Brave, where they go to pharmacies and they hero these frontline workers like yourself and those working in the pharmacies. What does it mean to you to be brave?
I think I'm a pediatrician, so I advocate for children. And, you know, always doing parental education, health education, making sure that parents are bringing their kids for their well baby checkups, not only when they are sick, making sure you make the right diagnosis, starting kids on the correct medication and doing no harm. And, of course, catching up with your vaccinations, taking your multivitamins, and just sort of encouraging a general mindset of health and taking responsibility for your health and your kids' health.
Oh, well, that is so important. Dr. Carmen Jacobs, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for
and
having
there
me.
you have it. September is National Pharmacy Month. Self-care is a human right, and your pharmacist is your partner. Now, support your local pharmacy. They are also a pillar of your community. And this is brought to you by ALLERGEX Non-Drowsy in proud association with Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, inspiring communities one pharmacy at a time. And don't forget, you also stand the chance to win a 2,000 Rand Take A Lot voucher daily. And if you're wondering how to enter, well, here's how.
Spring is glory. Oh, bless you, man. Bless you. Unless you suffer from allergies. But that has all changed with ALLERGEX Non-Drowsy and the wonders of spring competition on Expresso this September.
So stand a chance to win a daily giveaway Monday to Friday of a 2,000 Rand Take A Lot voucher to spend on the best outdoor living gear.
I love that. So answer the weekly question on the Expresso Facebook or Twitter pages and include that all-important ALLERGEX ND. The competition runs from the 1st till the 28th of September, and those terms and conditions do apply. Good luck and bless you, man.